Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. During my student days in Chicago, I had occasion to visit the beautiful 1,700-acre nature preserve called the Morton Arboretum in the western suburbs. In her book on the spiritual dimensions of creation and nature, entitled By Willoway Brook, author Cindy Crosby describes her insights gleaned from countless hikes in the Arboretum. While watching and researching monarch butterflies, she discovered that every fall, millions of monarchs leave their natural habitat in the eastern parts of North America, pass through the Midwest, and arrive at a remote 50 acres in a mountain range in Mexico. None of these butterflies has ever been there before, but something in their DNA compels them to return home. Crosby points out that monarchs aren't the only species that demonstrate the same familiarity with a place that they've never been to. Gray whales migrate 7,000 miles up the Pacific coast from Baja California to the Beaufort Sea in the Arctic. Chinook salmon climb from the Pacific 1,000 miles up the Snake River in Oregon and Idaho to breed. Then there's a little land bird called the bar-tailed godwit. Each September, some 70,000 bar-tailed godwits fly 7,700 miles non-stop over 6 to 8 days from Alaska to New Zealand, and then return the following March. No food, no breaks, no water breaks, no sleep breaks, no pausing, just pushing through cyclones, storms, and headwinds day and night. Many of them are young and have never done this before. God has programmed the brains of animals with the instinct to live and perform in a certain way. Beavers build dams. Birds build nests. When birds flock south each year as winter approaches, they don't reason why or plan an itinerary for the trip. They merely follow their God-given instinct. Now, when we consider such phenomena, it takes more faith to be an atheist than to believe in God. In his book, The New Atheism and the Erosion of Freedom, Robert Morey points out the 7 leaps of faith that atheists have to explain. How everything came from nothing. How order came from chaos. How harmony came from discord. How life came from non-life. How reason came from irrationality. How personality came from non-personality. And how morality came from amorality. Sir Isaac Newton, who probably made a greater contribution to physics than any other scientist, said atheism is so senseless. When I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. And in his book, He Made the Stars Also, Stuart Burgess points out that God created the Earth with the right rate of spin for producing the 24-hour day and night cycle, which is just right for activity and sleep. Just the right tilt on the axis of the rotation, giving us the 4 seasons. The right volume for life to exist, because it produces the right amount of gravity, the right amount of water to support abundant life, the right atmosphere to support life, the right magnetic field for navigation, useful for man and animals, the right brightness of the sky. There's no reasonable way to quarrel with the very first words of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Bible continues, Then God said, Let us make man in our image according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. It's the image of God that sets humans above the animal kingdom that operates on instinct. God entrusted human beings with creativity, self-consciousness, personality, abstract thinking, language, emotions, conscience, sense of humor, moral judgment, and social skills. Only man of all God's physical creatures has the ability to think, reason, plan, design, and come to conclusions based on acquired knowledge. Only man was created to have a very special relationship with God. Not butterflies, or whales, or salmon, or bar-tailed godwits, wonderful as they are. Only man. And since God is our creator, endowing us with unique gifting and responsibility, we are accountable to him for how we think, speak, and live. Walk before me was the way God put it to Abraham. Walk before me. So let's do that today and every day. Walk before God. And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.